Hey everyone, I'm going to take the next just few minutes to look over the Wisconsin Virtual Academy website and try to demonstrate some of its effectiveness in terms of serving both the parents of children who are interested in possibly coming to the Wisconsin Virtual Academy and teachers. After reviewing the site, it looks a little bit more towards the parent side, but teachers can have uh, some success using the site as well, especially when parents are brand new to the process in terms of what is virtual schooling, how do I get my child involved. So the site, very, a lot of information, kind of um, a nice heady or a nice catchy header in terms of your child can thrive, what parent would want to do that, and then just some really brief why Wisconsin Virtual Academy. And then you can see just some nice bullet points on the school itself, and then some stuff in the news in terms of parent recommendations and just basic news about the school and charter schools in general. But you come up here and you can go everything from meet the team of teachers, and if we click on that, you can see each teacher, what they teach, and what level they teach, which is great. So you can see your child is going to be offered in the K through 8, the majority of the core curriculum stuff, and then in the high school age, you're going to see a ton of options, almost 90 courses offered, everything from core curriculum to electives to AP courses in the high school level. But they can go through and read a brief bio on each of the teachers and things like that. So that kind of alleviates some of that. Rather than have the back-to-school night face-to-face, you first get a brief bio of them right here and look on it. And the great thing is in this day and age, you have multiple options instead of just in the back in the 50s and 60s. It was notes home from school. 70s and 80s, you've got phone calls from school, and now you can do everything from Facebook to Twitter to the blog to contact both teacher and parent and keep that active communication, because chances are they're going to be involved with one of these things or at least have a cell phone. So you can meet the teachers. You can see exactly how it works in terms of the curriculum, K through 8 in general. And as you can see, in this day and age, you also get some pop-ups. But you can also see the K through 8, or the how it works, the curriculum in general, telling you about what kind of support you're going to have, the teachers that you're going to be working with, which we just saw. And then I guess the great thing is each child is catered to individually. And they're held accountable by the public school in terms of each student has to participate in the Wisconsin assessment test, just like they have here in Maryland, the Maryland State Assessment. So virtual school students are not exempt from that. And as you can see some testimonials from parents and teachers, or parents and students, I should say. And then I think a quick, especially for parents new to the process, this myths and about virtual schools is a great page just to kind of see exactly, what kind of questions you have. These are some of the facts about it, or this is what I heard. It's kind of dispelling some of the myths in terms of the impersonal nature. Will they be just goofing off on a computer and things like that? And if we kick up here, the most important part in any school, obviously, is the curriculum and what they'll be offering. And the Wisconsin Virtual Academy offers curriculum through a company called K-12, which is a service-based company providing curriculum in a variety of disciplines to school districts all around the country. They can read about that here. You can learn about how they do individualized learning and things like that. And I think one of the things I didn't point it out back in the teachers section, if we can go back really quick, is not only do they have the core topics or core disciplines covered in terms of math, language arts, you can also see down here we have special education teachers that will be able to work with kids that need accommodations, whether it be bigger screens for their computer or reading software, which is a great thing. You wouldn't think about that in terms of the virtual environment, but I think it's a nice addition that parents with children with special needs can be, some of their fears can be alleviated knowing that they're going to have teachers specially trained to handle their kids, which again goes hand in hand with the individualized learning and individualized planning for each student's education. But thing is, too, you can see some of the events that go on, the academic calendar, frequently asked questions, everything from just general to enrollment to technical questions, things of that nature. And I think one of the things that parents would be surprised about, it is a public school, but you don't have to worry about it because your system is covered. You have a computer, a printer, software, and an internet stipend, so all students can have that. So there could be, in essence, be some children that have never had their own computer and internet access, and if they decide to go to this virtual school, they'll get these tools to help them along in the process, which I think is fantastic. As you can see here, they're going to need some basic computer skills and things like that. Hopefully their parent mentor, especially in the K through 8th grade, they're going to need a parent to kind of help them through some of the basics. But as they grow older, you're going to hope they're becoming more autonomous and being able to handle some of those basic skills in terms of working with Microsoft Word, Excel, dealing with video editing software, things like that. And then it just gives you a list of exactly what the children are going to be getting to help them along. And then, of course, the most important part is, how to enroll. This right here, parents just go to. It's a simple online application in terms of if you're eligible and things like that. You can download it, send it back to the school, and then you kind of get a word from the district, which the Wisconsin Virtual Academy is actually under the McFarland School District located in Wisconsin. But there's no actual physical address. The administrator actually stays on site at a physical location, and the teachers are actually located all around the state. And last but not least, as far as parents, there's a customer support section where they can have everything from web updates in terms of all the software, protection software that they would have on their school computer, which is important because parents are wondering, like, well, what's going to be stopping my kid from going to inappropriate websites and things like that. I think the school will provide certain firewalls and protection. But this customer support site allows parents to come up and say, okay, this is what's going on, what do I need? And you can actually contact people about setting things up. Everything from setting up an account, becoming a learning coach, what kind of materials and computer equipment, everything. So I think it's fantastic. Now, in terms of for teachers, this site, if we go back to the home, a couple things. You can actually, if you click down here, you can go to the parent company program guide, the K-12 program guide, and see you can get a copy of their information kit in terms of what exactly the curriculum covers, how it's covered, what their kind of philosophies, pedagogies that they try to recommend for teachers. And gives you contact with other teachers who actually use the system, which is very important, especially those that may have some trepidation about going into this virtual schooling realm. So that's great, but if you look down here really quick, I think one of the things that teachers will find very interesting is looking at the sample lessons. And you can look at them in everything from K through 8, which we looked at the William Shakespeare lesson earlier in the presentation. And then you have this high school, which you saw a screenshot from one of them, but it gives you everything from math, language arts, science, history, which I find fascinating. So, a teacher can come in here and say, well, how am I going to teach a lesson on, let's say, everything up to the colonial era of America? What can I do online to do this? Well, this is an idea of what they can do, and they can just very briefly read through it, see exactly what they're going to need, what the requirements are, the lesson key, of course, for the teacher, some of the activities that will be required. It's all here for them. So you can read this. They can read this, and boom, they can go ahead and finish it and get an idea of what they would do for their teachers. So I think that is absolutely key in terms of teachers becoming interested. Those that have been in it for a while for new ideas, and especially those that are brand new in it or relatively new in it. But I think also, if we take a look here and go back to the sample lessons, one of the things that you can do is the interactive activities. And it gives you a whole list of interactive activities that you can do with your children. In addition to the lessons that you see, these are some of these things that kind of get kids more involved in the lesson, extending the learning outside of the actual lesson they just did, whether it was the Shakespeare lesson or the colonial history, American colonial history lesson we just saw. But you can see these things, they look very, very engaging, interactive, and something for the kids to do to kind of put home and reinforce the lessons that they learned in that actual lesson. So I think from a standpoint of both teachers and parents, the Wisconsin Virtual Academy website would serve them well. It obviously is a site that needs to continue to grow in terms of parents giving their feedback, the teachers updating the sample lessons, and of course anything that K-12, the company, comes up with. It's a good way to check back and see what's going on. In terms of social interaction with other students within the school district, outside the school district, there's an upcoming events thing where people they can schedule everything from field trips, bowling parties, pizza parties, trips to the zoo, museum, things like that. So it can help the people stay connected, both face to face and through these activities, and especially, like I said, through the actual classroom itself, the emails or the blog, Twitter, and even Facebook. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks a lot.